Hello and welcome to another vlog. In front of me today, I have a bunch of beautiful yellow flowers. I call them Easter flowers, but the real name is chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. I hope I'm saying it correctly. So, anyways, as you can see, I'm in the corner of my house here, where we have a nice window with some daylight coming in. Uh, but I have to tell you something, the daylight, even if it's not correct sunlight, it's still a harsh light for these flowers, especially. What I normally do to correct this is I have a diffuser on hand, and what I do is I put the diffuser right in the window where the sun is coming, where the light is coming from, and that diffuses the light a little bit more, and you can get very nice light on these petals and the rest of the flowers as well. So I'm going to use today my Lens Baby 56 millimeter, and I have everything on manual as usual. A lot of people ask me, why don't you use aperture priority? I can, and I sometimes do. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I do use aperture priority, but I want to have total control of my camera. I don't want my camera to choose for me. I want to choose for my picture, everything, all my settings myself. So in this case, I have an aperture of 4. I want to get some of these flowers in sharp, and then I lower my aperture to 2.8 to blur, to get the beautiful soft glow on the outside of the picture. Um, so my ISO is 100, my aperture is 1/10 of a second, and I have the timer on, so I'm using the timer. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm just looking around to see for a nice composition, and I have a look in my picture, in my screen, on my screen here, to see what kind of composition I can get, and then I'll shoot. Um, if you find that, hey, I'm getting nice soft light on this side, but it's getting dark on this side, hold it, wait a minute. Remember those boards that I was telling you about in my previous video that you can get at the dollar store for $1.50? So anyways, this is one of them. I just use a knife and just prime it on one side so it can bend, and I use this on a small table, and that gives me enough reflecting light to lighten up the shadow side of these flowers, which I think is awesome. So anyways, yeah, so I'm just looking around now for a nice shot, and I'll show you after the movie. um, Otherwise, I have a sturdy tripod. I'm not using handhold. I could, because these flowers are not moving. I could use handhold, but I want it sharp, and probably I will have to hold this at some point to get more light into the darker shadow areas. So I rather have me, instead of holding camera in the hand and this on the other hand, I rather have this, everything sitting on on a platform, so I can focus my whole attention to finding a composition. Um, Also, I like to hold this sometimes just to get into the flower, to get more light in there. All right. So, anyways, here are the flowers that I took. Enjoy. And if you like this movie, please subscribe and like. And I'll be here next time. Bye now.